Hello everyone! I'm here to review Mob Psycho episode, what was it? 4, I believe. Wow. What craziness. So a lot to talk about in this episode. This one was pretty dang amazing. So let's get into it. So right away, this episode already starts out creepy. Like right away, hallway, dark, broken stuff everywhere. And it's like, yeah, this is the tone of this whole season so far. It's just been dark, creepy. Like, I didn't know how dark this series could get. Season 1 was nowhere near this dark, but this one is, like, intense already. And we have this, like, powerful-looking psychic, I guess, coming through and destroying all these evil spirits like it's nothing. But Dimple is there, and I was really confused at first, because I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, what's Dimple doing here? But then it skips forward. I guess it was a scene in the past that we see later in the episode, so it was interesting to see that. Then we go back to our current time. So Reagan gets another job. This has been the whole season so far, just random jobs. But I guess it's been all leading up to this one, because it's some rich guy, and Reagan's really excited that they got this job because they're going to think they're going to get a lot of money for it. And they go all the way to the house. And it's this huge mansion. They go inside, and there's already a bunch of tons of weird-looking people inside. And they all seem to be psychics, because we see some familiar faces from the past. So, Shinra is back from episode 2, I believe. So he's there. We see some old man named Jobo. Now, I don't remember if we've seen him before. He looks a lot like the main psychic villain from season 1 at the end, that old man. I don't know. I don't think it's him, though. He looks, like, taller than the other one was really short. It had a baby face, I think. It was really weird. But this is some old man that looks really similar. And he's talking some trash talk to Reagan and everything. But Reagan is, like, so awesome. He doesn't give a crap when anyone thinks. He just does whatever he wants, and he's so amazing at knowing who real con artists are, because he's a scam. He scams people. He's a con artist, but he's amazing at, like, knowing real, like, other real ones as well. Like, he doesn't get scammed into anything. He's the ultimate scammer. So the client shows up, and it's this older guy that's telling everybody that his daughter is possessed by an evil spirit, and he's called everyone there to drive the spirit away, and whoever can do it will get, like, a large sum of money, and Reagan is up for the task. They open these doors to see, like, this possessed little girl chained up to a bed with, like, teddy bears everywhere. It's already super creepy. She has this blank look in her eye, just staring up at the ceiling. So I love the tone that it sets. You already know something's really, really wrong here. So, to decide who's gonna go first, they do this typical Japanese thing of rock, paper, scissors. I don't know what it is with the Japanese and rock, paper, scissors, but they seem to friggin' love that game. So, Reagan wins. He beats everyone. And it's amazing because he says what he's gonna pick. He says, like, I'm gonna pick paper. And then he's like, no, I'm gonna pick scissors. And people are like, why are you telling us this? So then when he actually goes into the game, he picks scissors and beats everybody. I don't understand, like, how he figured it out. He just knows people so well. Like, he's, like, the ultimate master of knowing people and being able to read people. Except it's interesting because he can't quite read Mob. Because Mob's always hiding his emotions and stuff. And he notices things about Mob. Like, he notices things that's going through his head and everything, but it's not, like, as good as he is with other people, like regular people. But he wins, and he goes to talk to this girl. And he sits down with her, and everything seems pretty normal. She acts like a scared little girl, but then she starts saying some messed up stuff. Like, my dad beats me, and he has a bunch of filthy men come in and put their hands all over me. It's like, what the hell what kind of pedophilia thing is going on here? Like, the dad's like, oh no, it's not true, and everybody turns against the dad. Everyone in the whole entire room is just already, like, on her side. But I really had a feeling that it was the spirit inside the daughter. Like, you could tell something was off. But everyone there believed except for Reagan, which I love. Even when the dad starts trying to, like, persuade the people, like, no, it's not true, she's lying, like, everyone starts turning into, like, bears. I was like, oh, snap, is the dad actually possessed? He's the one that's possessed? But I don't know what the hell was going on. I guess the spirit was just messing with his brain or something. I don't know what the hell that was. But everyone started transforming into these creepy-ass bears. But then Reagan comes out, and he's like, look, she was lying. She used all these inconsistencies. Her lies were not matching up. Something was off. I knew something was wrong. And instantly, as he's talking, the whole room behind him explodes. Glass goes everywhere. And I'm like, oh, god damn. My mouth dropped. I'm like, oh snap, this is not good. You know when a spirit does something like this, like you just have to run. Like if they come in like that strong, something's not right. So it's shown like, yeah, she actually is possessed. So it has like a little montage of a whole bunch of psychics, like one by one, trying to get the spirit out. And there was some freaking weird ass weird stuff. There's a guy that's like drinking some water. There was like a guy that's all muscle and he's wearing like a bikini and just moving his muscles. There's a guy with like a dog suit that looks all like perverted, like on the bed with the girl, and he's wagging his tail. Like there's some really weird stuff going on. I feel like this just makes the situation worse. But I mean, it doesn't work, obviously. And so it's up to Reagan and Mob. You know they're the ones to fix this issue. The only thing is, I can tell that this is different. The spirit is different than the rest. There's something more human about this evil spirit. We come to find out that the spirit inside this little girl is a guy named Mogami. And apparently he was a very renowned psychic in his day. And then something went wrong. I can't remember, like someone died or something happened in his life where he completely broke. His whole spirit just broke. And he went around and he was just eating evil spirits up. Like just eating every evil spirit he could find. He absorbed all of them. So this guy is the ultimate entity of evil spirits, basically. And he did it while he was alive. Which is different than how Dimple is going about it. Which he's trying to do the same thing. But as he's already dead. This guy is alive and sucking all these spirits up. And then he died. So he's just ultimate evil spirit. I don't understand quite what his goal is. I don't remember it. I know it explained it, but I can't really remember what it was. It was just something like, basically this guy is just psycho. He's just crazy. And he has to be stopped. So now the real psychics come in. And first is the old man Jobo. He goes up and unleashes all of his power on this freaking spirit. Absolutely worthless. It doesn't do anything at all. In fact, he gets possessed, and it was really weird. His face got all warped, and he spoke Spanish for a second. He's like, ¿qué? And then he went all around the room like a psychopath until Reagan decides to knee him right in the stomach, which we get to learn another one of Reagan's special moves. I can't remember what it was called. Some kind of like knee bash or something. Here, let me pull it up real quick. It was the anti-possession jumping knee strike. Very nice. One of his special attacks. And it looks glorious. It even gets the spirit out. It actually works. Which is awesome that he actually gets to contribute something. But Mogami doesn't like this and starts strangling Reagan. And it's like, it looks bad. Like the situation looks really dire for Reagan. And even when he's being strangled, he's talking trash to the spirit. Until the dad of the little girl comes up and hugs her. Says, I'll stay with you always. You don't have to do this. And Mogami straight up impales this guy with his arm. He just takes his arm and impales this guy. Blood sprays everywhere. The guy's on the ground dying. Blood leaking out. And I'm like, man, this series is getting dark. We're going into a very dark place here. This is not normal. This isn't comedy anymore. This is some messed up stuff. And Mob, this poor kid is seeing somebody be impaled and is dying. And it's like, oh, geez. What is this doing for his mind? So Mogami starts attacking everybody. Everybody gets a piece of this. Like, Mob for some reason kind of stays out the fight until things get drastic. So the best part right here was this huge guy, and he says, I'm really confident in my abilities. And right as he says abilities, he gets smacked right in the face, gets laid out. Done with instantly. I love that kind of comedy when you have somebody who's so confident and gets smacked like they're nothing. I love it. So Mob finally joins in to save the day, and he stops Mogami in his tracks. And like, wow, somebody actually has some power in here. But then he says, like, look, I'm inside of a puppet, and puppets' joints can be moved around, so I can still move. And he starts bending this girl's fingers all apart, and the neck starts moving. He's basically broken this girl's body completely. And Mob knows what's happening. He's like, oh snap, the girl's body is gonna be destroyed. So he lets go, and that's when Mogami attacks. Mob goes 100, I think it didn't show 100%. It went into the 90s, and he attacked. And then it just didn't do anything. This guy's too much. And it's amazing, because I know Mob needs to get at a true 100%. But something's been bothering him lately, and he hasn't been able to reach that potential yet. So Mogami is winning at this moment. I mean, Mob manages to dispel the spirit for a second, and you see just how freaking massive this evil spirit is. This guy is enormously powerful. And Mob is just there as this little tiny kid. I don't understand what he can do against this guy. I mean, this isn't One Punch Man where, like, the main character is just overpowered. Like, Mob is overpowered, but this villain is insane. So Mob decides, I'm gonna enter this little girl's body as a spirit. I'm gonna do that thing that from the past episode where the guy, like, exited his body as a spirit. He's gonna do that and then enter the girl's body. But to do so, his real body needs to be protected. So he offers Dimple his real body, which Dimple's like, yes, I've been waiting for this moment. But Mob didn't care. He's like, oh, I know it's gonna be all right. I know nothing's bad gonna happen. And Dimple's like, wow. It kind of like he really thinks highly of me, even though I have really bad intentions. But he does it anyways. Mob goes unconscious. You see his little spirit come up. And Dimple takes over Mob's body. And he fights pretty dang good with his body, doing flips and karate moves. The choreography was really amazing in this moment. Reagan tries to do something and gets laid flat. He gets smashed into the ground. I love the little detail of him putting his hands behind his neck to protect his neck. Because at first it looks like he's just laying down, but you could see when he hits the ground, he's doing it so he doesn't break his neck. And I love that little detail. And it doesn't go into that very much. Like, it doesn't say anything about it. It's just kind of a cool little thing that you notice if you're really watching the episode. So Mob enters the body successfully. He hits that thing, goes inside, and he has a little fight with Mogami. He's kind of like a naked spirit. It was really weird. Like, he's fighting with this spirit, but it's ultimately like it's just testing him. It's just playing around with Mob, and it beats Mob. And yeah, Mob is completely naked, but it doesn't show anything, which is nice. So, no more butts, please. Like, I'm tired of anime butts in this season. So we don't see nothing, it's just Mob, and Mob gets completely destroyed by this guy. This guy crushes Mob's spirit, turns it to stone, smashes it away like nothing. So Mob loses. He lost the fight. I couldn't believe it. Don't know what the hell's happening. The evil spirit, Mogami, basically takes Mob and puts him inside of a fake world where his memories are altered, and he has no psychic powers. He's just a normal kid, which is actually what Mob wants in real life. Mob wants to be a regular kid. But the thing is, I feel like this guy is thinking that Mob uses his powers of psychic abilities to, like, help himself out of situations. And it may be true to a tiny degree, but really Mob doesn't use his powers at all. Especially faced with bullies and stuff, and other people. Mob relies on his friends and family around him to help him out. And I don't think the evil spirit knows this. I feel like he's He's trying to get Mob to see, like, oh, you're worthless without your powers, but Mob doesn't use his powers like that. So it's interesting. I want to see what's going to happen next. I keep hearing people say that the next episode is going to be, like, the most dark and sad episode ever. I'm ready. I'm ready. This whole season so far has been gearing up for something amazing. I can feel the darkness in this season, and I love it. I love the new addition of, like, things are more serious in this season. Things are darker. The comedy's still there, but it's darker. So that's basically the end of the episode, is that Mob's now in this alternate world, basically. So can't wait to see how that's gonna be. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the episode. Did you enjoy it? I would give this 100%. I love this episode. This episode went by so fast and so much happened. I mean, I had loads to talk about. There was this nonstop action, tenseness, and finally we get a villain that is actually can compete with Mob and destroys Mob. So I want to see how Mob's gonna get through this. So let me know what you guys think. Check out my gameplay reviews or gameplay videos of Red Dead Redemption 2 and The Walking Dead. I'm also started to review the Boruto manga. I have one chapter, chapter 31, I believe, of the Boruto manga. So, yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great one.